Okay, so I don't even really know how to start this video or even like how to go about making a video like this, cause I never been the type of person to rant about a bad experience I've ever had. I kinda, but this one is literally like hitting very close to home. Now, mind you, when I've initially left this company, I had a bit of a process of trying to stay with it, try to keep my job at Starbucks, all this, that, and the third. Even thought about the possibility of maybe going back, but I feel like the universe has just aligned and made me realize that that can never be an option. That can never be my life ever again for a plethora of reasons. Before we get into that, let me start this video off correctly. Hello guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Eli, or Elijah, or whatever. Pretty boy Eli, basically. My name is Pretty boy Eli, and today I'm going to be giving you the rundown of working at Starbucks. My Starbucks horror story, why I left, why it sucks ass, this and that. I could basically just go on a huge long rant just give you the rundown, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make it cohesive and make it make sense. As you can see, I'm in my Starbucks shirt. I kept it. The shirt ain't doing nothing to me. And I think I have a few aprons that are not with me at the moment. I was supposed to burn them. I still might actually do that. But anyway, let's get into the talking points of this video. I had to write it down because, and it's a pretty long list, I'm not gonna really speak to my whole experience personally with the people I worked with and with, because then I felt like I would be specifically attacking somebody using my platform, and that's not really my intention. Although I will say all of these points could have been, all of these negatives that I am about to talk about could have been better if I had people who I worked with and worked for a little bit more on the comfortable side, like the people who I'm usually more comfortable working with and the kind of personalities who I feel more comfortable working with and working for. So just to get into it, how I started in October. I literally started, I think, end of September, starting of October. It was like literally like the days a switch or whatever. And I feel like for me personally, that's the best time to start. Like literally, that's pumpkin spice season, that's autumn season. It's literally the best time to be a starting barista. I wouldn't say a barista period, but a starting barista. You have all these fun new things, everything's getting thrown at you, and at this point there's no curveball coming in, there's nothing new. It's just make everything that's been here before. And when I first came in, I was like, okay, this is fun. Like I was getting enough hours, making the money, was getting paid weekly. Everything was cool. Like it's not like I've always hated this job. I came in very cool, and I do enjoy being a barista. I was a barista in the past, and that's helped my experience into getting the Starbucks job. And with all that experience, I'm even a barista now today. Like I'm still a barista. So the job is not the problem. The specific job is not the problem. I love making specialty drinks, specialty coffee. One of those things where it's like, I actually like doing this. Like, you know, like I feel like it adds a little something to somebody's day. And I feel like anybody who is not a monster should find a little bit of joy in adding to people's day. And coffee is literally the easiest thing in the world. Doesn't make sense why people overcomplicate it. Starbucks has changed the way people think about coffee and even go about coffee, period. So it makes it refreshing to kind of get out of that world and see like, oh, people don't act this way when it comes to their coffee. Or it's good to see that people only react in certain spaces like Starbucks, because Starbucks has elevated to a certain point where it's just like they're just not just making coffee, they're making espresso drinks and fun looking espresso drinks and fun little caffeinated drinks. That at that point, it's literally just, at this point now, I feel like Starbucks isn't even about coffee. It's just, this possibly has to be, actually not possibly, this has the worst company I've ever worked for. It's taught me a lot about myself, but this has been the worst company I have ever worked for, ever. And I wholeheartedly feel like I would go back to any previous job I worked at, but I would go back to any job, to any company. I would never go back to this one. I would definitely never fucking recommend or pretend that Starbucks is the company for me or for anyone else to go to. Number one, my up and down schedule. Schedule was so up and down. Like I said, when I started my coming in year, my sophomore year. So I was coming into my sophomore year. Things didn't work out with the jobs I was going for. So like I said, by the time October came around, picked Starbucks, boom. My schedule was so up and down. Like I think I had the worst schedule in the world. On Monday, I would come in at like 5:30 or 5 a.m. in the morning, stay until 1 or 2. Then on Tuesday, I would close the store from like 1 to 9 p.m. Wednesday, back at Wednesday, I would be off. Then on Thursday, I would come in at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. And then on Friday, I would close. And then Saturday, I would come in the morning. And then Sunday, I think I would do the same, or I just had a schedule where I could just be there all day as well. Bad that first go around, because it's like, at least I had that Wednesday reset off to do everything. But keep in mind, I was also doing classes, which is no fault of anyone's but my own. So it was like nobody really has the energy to sit here and close all night, go to bed, wake up at the butt crack in the morning, and still try to give your all in class. You can, but it's just not the best way to be managing your life. In retrospect, I see that now. But yeah, that was my life for a good steady amount of time until I changed my availability. And then it was like on Monday I was coming in at 6:30. Then Tuesday I was closing. I was closing on a Tuesday just for a Wednesday. I would be back there at 7 a.m. Then I would be also working Thursday at 7 a.m. And then sometimes on Fridays I would close. If not, that would be my day off. And then on Saturday I would come in and close or do a 10 to 6:30. And then on Sunday I would also do a 10 to 6:30. Sometimes it would be changed, like, oh, I wouldn't be there on a Wednesday or whatever. But one thing that was guaranteed is that sometimes my weekends will be completely taken away from me, or I would still have a Sunday off sometimes. And if I did have a Sunday off, I would also have like one of those middays off. But most of the time I was closing, going to sleep, waking up, being back at the store at 7 a.m., which was insanity. And if I did work the weekends, I would work like 10 to 6, so basically just have the whole day gone. So it was like my schedule was never consistent, even though, yes, I did choose that, but it was just never consistent. Like, oh, I consistently do XYZ, 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 XYZ. It was just like up and down, whatever. Until I was going into my spring semester and I was like, okay, no, I gotta change this. I need more time to myself. I need more time to do things, yada, yada. So I was just like, since I work super close to where I stay at, which is on campus, let me just do the openings, right? Maybe he won't OD, right? And the reason why I wasn't really signing up to do openings, I was more so signing myself up to just leave at 12, leave at 1 throughout the entire week. And then on Saturday, I would close and then have my Sundays off. I think I had another day off because of class. I can't remember off the top of my head. What was it? And Fridays. Oh my God. I had Fridays off and I had Sundays off. So Monday to Thursday, I would be there from like 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then on Saturday, I would be there from 12 to yada yada. But the reason, and that was really consistent, I think I played that still very smart, but I didn't account for the studying I had to do, the classes I had to do, the extracurriculars I had to do after that, and the sleep deprivation that hit me like a ton of bricks. In addition to all of that, the barista 15 hit me like a ton of bricks. That's why I really had to log in at the gym. Yeah, it was not good. It was not good. So the schedule did suck sometime. I did set myself up to have a sucky schedule. Others did too. But it was the job, so it's not. It's really like it's like I can sit here and try to be supporting it and be against it, but at the end of the day, bottom line, the job sucked, so it really doesn't matter. Let's talk about being a closer. So being a closer really entails this. Sometimes you can have a closing shift where you could just come in and it's like, okay, it's obvious that you're here to purely close. Like if you close at 9, coming at 4, you come in at 5. I never had a shift like that, ever. It was always you close at 9, you're gonna have a full 8 or 7 hour shift. So, and it would just be so short staffed. It would be like you and 2 other people, and one of those other person would be a supervisor. And I just thank God that I always had a supervisor that always held it down during closings. But it still doesn't change the fact that just because you're aware that you're working with 3 people, sometimes management and expectations of Starbucks thinks that's possible with just 3 people working, but realistically, and sometimes there would be a maid, sometimes, but realistically, 1 to 9 p.m., that's when everybody's like done with their day. So that's when everybody's coming into Starbucks for a treat, to relax, whatever. Busy. So it's literally busy for your entire shift. And you still have to clean the store and still uphold Starbucks expectations and things of that nature. Greet customers, write on cups, all of that. And all of that was like a stickler. You had to do all those things. So you had to do all those things. And it's still super busy. You're working with basically 2 to 3 people, and you still have to clean the store and get out of there on time. Basically, being a closer, it didn't suck for me. Like, I don't mind doing nights, but it just hurts when the expectations are so heavy. Since I came to the conclusion that being a closer sucked, I thought, hey, maybe when I do a couple openings, being an opener would be more fun. Wrong. Basically just set everything up in 30 minutes. But the thing is, after that, since there's only 2 to 3 people, up until when everybody else comes in for like a normal morning shift, you're just there by yourself. And like I said, customers don't care when you're there by yourself. They want their stuff, they want their drinks, they want their things out on time. So that just adds to the pressure. It's like, okay, I'm already waking up at the butt crack of dawn. You don't want to be in a store running like around like a chicken with your head cut off. Mind you, the sun's not even out yet. So it's just like, you really don't want that life for yourself. And then sometimes it would just be such a hassle getting to work because your body would be like so physically tired. I don't care. You literally would have to train your body to get up at 3 a.m. to go to work. And it's just, even when I did have a flow and even that was steady, I can never train my body to get up at 3 a.m. Like, I could get the most amount of sleep, my body would still be tired at 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. The sun's not out, nothing's happening. So it's just like, what the hell? So it did cause me to be late a lot of times. And then once I kept on being late, well, I don't know. Sorry, I don't know why I'm going on. I wasn't that late that much. I was late to the point where I did get written up, but the write-ups were kind of far apart. But when the write-ups started to get closer, it was around the time that I was doing a lot of openings, and it's just like I couldn't make it at the exact time all the time because I would be so tired, and eventually it was just like, yeah, this is not working out for me. I need to leave. That's when the thought of me needing to leave clicked. But also the busy ass peak times. Now, a peak is like the morning, the expectation of like, this is when basically everybody and their mom is going to come into the store. This is when it's going to be busy as hell. This is when you need to lock in. Typically, the worst 2 hours of my life, it would be from 7 a.m. So when everybody's trying to get to work to 9 a.m. Basically, everybody, your ass should be out work by now. What was expected of us? Everything needs to be out fast and it needs to be out correct, right? everything needs to be out fast, and then everything needs to be out correctly. So, can you do something fast and correct within the span of sometimes 10 to 15 seconds? Realistically, can you? Can everything be fast and perfect at the same time, realistically, as a human being? No. Sometimes there's going to be mistakes. But you know who's really unruly when it comes to making mistakes and doesn't care that you're a human being? I know everybody's probably thinking, oh, the customer. Well, no. The fucking supervisor. The expectation of having to do multiple things at once, and then it just seems like there's no grace given when you're just like a little overwhelmed. Like, yes, I'm a little overwhelmed because I feel like I have to do 1,000 things at once. I can't give great customer service and then also talk to my supervisor about what I need at the same time, because that's just unrealistic for a human being to do. I'm not saying it's unrealistic, period, but it's unrealistic when there's 20 people inside the store, there's 20 people on their way to the store to pick up their mobile orders. There's just too many things to do at once, and maybe it is realistic for some other people to be able to do, but I know I couldn't stay there and keep on doing that. I just couldn't. Like, you're not about to sit and tell me, like, oh, we need more energy from you. But it's like, if I'm doing my job, you shouldn't be worried about my energy from you. And you shouldn't be worried that I'm not talking to you about my personal life. And you shouldn't be worried about that I'm not cracking jokes about you or any of that. They really wanted to create an environment like this is a job at the end of the day, which I understand that. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to do my job. But don't talk to me about my energy and like why I'm not smiling when I'm having a conversation with you. I don't need to fucking talk to you. I'm not your puppet on the string. And it really just seems like they want to create an environment. It was like, oh, it is a fun little cafe, but at the end of the day, Starbucks is not a cafe. It's just a place that makes drinks that can also be served in a cafe. It's just a fucking chemical plant that pushes anything out that they can sell, and that's really all it is. So that really weighed down on my mental health, and they really, anytime I didn't do good, they would come down or crack down on like my entire life. Like, oh, I don't know if something's going on in school or whatever, or I don't know if this job is not working out for you, or if you need to find something else. Mind you, none of these things need to be said during a regular talking to. None of these things need to be said. Don't come for my character. Don't say I'm rude. Don't say anything, because mind you, those could be trigger words. You just don't speak to someone like that. If you think, hey, you could have done better during this visit, or you could have done better today, or hey, your attitude wasn't the best and it may have affected the team, say that. All those give the same energy that you gave. But when you're sitting here talking about, oh, I don't know if something's going on in your personal life, or I don't know if something's going on in school, or I don't know what's going on, if it's your hours, you shouldn't be upset about your schedule because you chose it. These are things that have actually been said to me, but you need to fix it. Like, you're such a disappointment, things like that. And it's just like crazy, because at the end of the day, you are saying and claiming that this is a job, that my attitude shouldn't be bad because this is a job. But then you're talking to me about my personal life and about my personal character. So clearly this isn't just a job. You want to sit here and try to tear me down. One time they did get the better of me, and they did get one or two times get a reaction of me. One was angry and one was just pure sadness and pure crying. And the job destroyed my mental health, because like, I don't get out of character like that. I don't go to work to cry. Like, I don't go to work to get teared down and be berated because of silly little things, to be honest. If I'm not doing a good job, write me up and let me go. But I don't never go to a job to get disrespected, and because you're affecting me. And it's not like you don't know that you're affecting me, because we've had conversations about it before. So, and the thing is, I didn't want to say in an environment too long where someone or people were affecting me negatively. They were talking to me in a negative, harsh tone that I did not like. It wasn't the fact that they were holding me accountable for probably not doing my job, or being late, or getting written up for dumb things, or even me being disrespectful, as they would probably say. It was just that you're giving me this negative energy within your tone, and you realize this, and you're just choosing not to fix it. When someone is choosing not to fix something that it's in one of your ears, out the other. You don't care about the thing that I'm saying, so I'm not gonna come into this job and care. So at the end of the day, it's not gonna be like a good process if you don't care about me and my well-being, and I don't feel supported here. I don't feel like this is a good environment for me. Everybody's, snapping at each other, like in different points. It's like there's no good energy behind the bar, and then there's already rude customers sometimes coming in the store. So it's just a cycle of negative effects. Then you're already sleep deprived. At least me, I'm already sleep deprived, already dealing with extra things outside of this job. So this job just wasn't the best thing for me. In addition, it just wasn't fulfilling for me. So I just had a dip. There were not enough pros for me to sit there and outweigh the cons. And this job, I just couldn't. Like, this company was just fucking heinous. Lost a lot of weight, skin cleared up, gained a lot of sleep back. Like, it was just a lot that happened to me positively after I left that company, and it was just draining. It was very draining, mentally, physically, and emotionally draining, obviously, for me. So that's why I left the Starbucks coffee company. So I believe all of my aprons are in storage. If not, that I didn't throw out. I'm going to burn them. As soon as I get my hands on them, I'm going to burn them to ash. Yes, to ash. I'm gonna burn them to ash. And that's it for this video. This is Pretty Boy Eli signing out, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Bye.